Hello there, and I want to welcome you back. We're now into a session on the language of wealth and affirmations that you can use to build your paradigms, as we talked about in the previous session, where I covered off how your paradigms are playing a role in the abundance that you are or are not experiencing in your life. So, for this session, we're really talking about words. Your words, what you're saying, what you're giving energy to, and speaking the language of success, speaking words as a successful person, as a wealthy person. You see, your words are literally energy, energy in motion. And energy in motion is attracting like energy back. Therefore, when you're speaking language and you're speaking and saying words that are in harmony with what you desire, that means you are attracting what you desire in your life. However, the contrary is also true. If you're speaking language of lack and you're speaking language as someone who's all consumed in debt or someone who doesn't have the abundance that you desire in your life, you're going to attract that. So it's important that you understand your words are definitely playing a significant role in what's showing up in your life or what is not showing up in your life. So your words are energy. Every word that you speak, every word that you utter, every word that comes out of your mouth are all thoughts of energy, expressions of energy. And frankly, those words come from your thought. But the truth is, when you mix those words with emotion, so let's give an example. If you've heard someone say that they are sick and tired, I actually heard a neighbor say that just yesterday, and they're really feeling it, what is going to be their experience? Sick and tired, right? That's what they're giving energy to. That's what they're feeling emotionally with conviction. However, if you were to say, I am abundantly rich, and you said those words as if you meant it and you felt it, genuinely felt it, even if that's not your experience right now in your life, but you said it with me now, say it with me now, okay? Say it with me now. I am abundantly rich. Now, as you said those words, did you feel it in your heart? If not, let's do it again. This time, I'm going to ask you to say the words and feel it. Now, what are you doing? You're using your imagination. I want you to feel it. Ready? Okay. I am abundantly rich. Now, how does that feel when you say those words? I am abundantly rich. Many years ago, I started to affirm right in front of a mirror. By the way, mirror affirmations can be extremely effective, especially if you're looking at yourself eye to eye in the mirror. And I remember doing this many, many years ago. I would say to myself, I am a happy and a healthy multimillionaire. But as I was saying the words, I didn't believe it. I wasn't saying them with conviction. And that was initially the way it was. However, when you create an intention and you direct your focus around saying the words with the emotion, you can create a different result. So then I began to act as if, essentially what I'm teaching you in this money marathon, I began to pretend that I am a happy and healthy multimillionaire. And so I'd look at myself in the eye in the mirror and say, I am a happy and a healthy multimillionaire. But I felt it. So I've just given you a couple different examples of affirmations that you can certainly choose in this program. I've included in the vault a number of affirmations that you can choose. The words that you choose to use are uniquely your choice. You don't have to get approval from anyone because this is something you're using internally. You're using for your own growth, for your own work. All right. But I'm going to suggest that you do that. But first, pay attention to what you are saying. If you go to say something that is a direct opposition to what you want, for example, if you go to say that you're in debt or you can't afford it, stop saying those words, bite your tongue. Well, then you might say to me, well, Peggy, the truth is I can't afford it. Well, that's fine. That's in the past. Do not give energy to it right now, because every moment you give energy to it and you attach that emotion, you're giving it power. You're giving it power. You're giving it power. So what I'm going to suggest that you do, I'm not going to suggest that you lie to other people And it may seem like you're lying to yourself, and that's fine. But as you're speaking and you're saying words, ensure that you're only saying words and using language of success and abundance. Just speak as if you're already the success that you desire to be. Don't give any energy to what you don't want. Now, I'm going to tell you this. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some practice. You are a habitual creature. We all are. All human beings are habitual. We're habitual in our thinking. We're habitual in our words and our language. We're habitual in our feelings. We're habitual in our behavior, in our habits, in the things that we're doing. What we're looking to do with the Money Marathon is break those habits, establish new disciplines into our lives that are only going to attract what you desire. Understand? This is a very important part of this program. So also be cautious of when you make things worse than they are. And I've seen this so many times where people experience challenging situations in their life. Everyone experiences challenging situations in their life. I've experienced challenging situations in my life. Do not make it worse than it is. Do not take a pebble and make it a boulder. So let's say something happens, and I've seen this where people go through economically challenging times and then they feel devastated or they feel like they lost everything. And yet I'm hearing them, I'm looking at them, they're speaking, they've got eyesight, they've got hearing, they've got the ability to speak, they're standing there, they're healthy. They didn't lose everything. They lost stuff, things. And if you had it before, you can manifest it again. We all have that power, everyone. It's not something that's just exclusive for a select few of people. This is available. Riches are available. Abundance is available. Wealth is available to anyone. So really what am I saying is to watch your language. You see, words don't cause you to feel anything. You could stand in front of the mirror all day long and say you're a millionaire, but not feel it. You see, you have to mix it with emotion. So you say the words and you feel it with emotion. Also, I want you to also understand that words, we interpret what they mean. So the word debt does not necessarily have to be a bad word. There is good debt. There is such a thing as good debt. And you'll hear investment advisors talk about it. Good debt on certain investments that provide a substantial or potentially substantial return could be a good debt. Sometimes real estate investment can be a good debt. So it's not like these words are horrible or they mean something. And think about this. I remember one time a friend of mine telling me that when she got her bills, that rather than feeling upset for having the bill, she switched it to something positive and gave thanks. I suggest you do that too, even with a credit card bill. So you get a credit card bill and just say, oh, isn't it wonderful that this credit card company felt confident enough to give me this credit? You feel gratitude, right? You can give thanks for it. Oh, thank you. Also, you could get a debt, unexpected, or not debt, a bill, an unexpected bill or invoice, and just say, that bill is paid in divine order, and feel it. So when you're saying affirmations, when you're saying things, what I really want to get across here in this particular session is the understanding of how it is absolutely essential that you mix with emotion. You say the words, but you feel it as well. All right. Then it is working for you. Then you're in attraction mode where you're attracting to you what you desire. So you could also change the way you look at things. So let's think about where you are right now. And I know for some people who are even in this program, they're in a challenging financial situation right now. Some people may feel all consumed in debt. Of course, you wouldn't want to give that energy, right? How can you change this to be a more positive experience? Well, look at it as an opportunity. What is it an opportunity for? Growth. It's an opportunity for you to learn something. It's an opportunity for you to find the blessings. It's an opportunity for you to do something differently. And think about that just by having this dialogue here right now and what I'm suggesting. Doesn't that change how you feel about the situation you're in right now? Look at the situation that you're in right now as an opportunity for you to do one of the things that I've just mentioned: grow, learn, find the blessings, find the seed of greatness in every adversity, because there is a seed of greatness in every single adversity. Because the truth is, and Henry Ford said, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So the truth is, if you say you can or you say you can't, you're right. So if you say you can turn your financial situation around or you say you can't, you're right. But I know you can. I wouldn't have created this program if I didn't think that you can. I know you can. I know you can become financially independent. I know you can become financially wealthy, but you must do the work, must do the work. So your words are really expressions of what your paradigms are. When you say things, especially if they're not in harmony with what you desire, recognize it's simply an opportunity to change your paradigm. Now, you can use words to change your paradigm. You can absolutely. How do you use words to change your paradigm? Through space-time repetition, where you're impressing these words into your consciousness multiple times every day with conviction, all right? With conviction. And when you're saying things, you're noticing what you're saying. And I shared this before in one of our other sessions. There is a wide difference between saying, I want something, or I am something, or I have something. For example, when you declare to the world that you want to be rich, or you want to be wealthier, or you want to be out of debt, here's what the universe says. Indeed, you do. Indeed, you do. By the way, I would never suggest that you set a goal for being out of debt. I would suggest that you set a goal for what you'd love. For example, let's say you do have debt. You could say, I'm so happy and grateful now that my net worth is in excess of. I'm so happy and grateful that my net worth is. And then you declare what it is. And you say it, I am. I am are two of the most powerful words you could ever say. But you must say it with emotion. That's an important part. So stop saying, I want something, because the universe is sitting there going, indeed you do, indeed you do, indeed you want it. And you know what? You're going to continue to want it. But if you say, I am something, or I have something, then you realize that you're claiming it now. And this is how you manifest. You manifest in the now. You imagine now that you're already that. You feel it now. You say it, you declare it. And the same thing with your goals. You're not going to say, I want more money, or I have more money, or I am more abundant. You say exactly the amount. So when you're setting your goals as an example, and you have one goal that you've declared to be your stretch goal or your top goal or your main goal, it should be clear and precise. So on my goal statement, I have a goal that says, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am easily earning, and then I have the amount that I'm earning in personal annual income while I'm serving people in positive ways, and I am having a lot of fun. All right, that's the goal, the primary goal that I have on my goal card. Now I have other goals. I have a goal book, and these goals are in my goal book, and I read them every single day, and they are exact, just as I outlined in the session on setting your goals. So watch your language from this moment on. Simply notice, what are you saying? And if you do say something that's negative and you're giving energy to what you don't want, bite your tongue, or just say cancel, cancel, and say something that's more productive, something that is more in alignment with what you absolutely desire. Because you don't want to be saying negative things. You don't want to be giving energy to negative things, because it's destructive. It really is destructive. It's like that question, if I put poison in your water, would you drink it? Of course not. Of course you wouldn't do that. Why? Because it hurts you. Same thing with negative language, only we don't always see it. We'll see it eventually. You see the results of it later. That's why you want to be only giving yourself positive words. I love what Louise Hay said. She said, if you ever untangled a ball of string, you know that yanking and pulling only makes it worse. You need to be very gently and patiently unravel the knots. Be gentle and patient with yourself as you untangle your own mental knots, and love yourself in the process. Willingness to let go of the old is the key. You know, the Money Marathon is really designed to do that. Is this going to be just smooth and harmonious along the way? No. Success isn't a smooth, harmonious, easy ride. There's bumps along the way. There are challenges. And that's why very few actually experience success. That's why there's very few people that are experiencing the kind of income that others would love to experience. but it's possible, and it's certainly possible for you. So what I would love for you to be is easy on yourself, kind with yourself. Recognize this is going to take some time. Remember, you're going to get off track. You're going to get off track. Just put yourself right back on track again. Now, I'm going to share with you a couple different examples that I learned from Dr. Joseph Murphy on how people used affirmations to change the way they felt, and more importantly, to change their results. Now, in this program, I do have sample affirmations for you as well. You've heard a couple different examples throughout the class, and you can just choose whatever affirmations feel good for you. It could be one, it could be a couple, it could be several. So here's an example. There was a woman by the name of Rhonda G. She was earning $30,000 a year. She was a sales manager, but she felt she could do better. She wanted to double or triple her income. Now, she was down on herself, so low self-esteem. Now, she came from a family that was trapped in poverty. I know that feeling. I did as well. And they made fun of her because she wanted to go for more. But it's natural to go for more. Most people aren't going for more. So yes, you separate yourself from the pack by going for more. But here's what Rhonda G decided to affirm. I am born to succeed. The infinite wisdom within me always wins. Divine law and order govern my life. Divine peace fills my soul. Divine love saturates my mind. Infinite intelligence guides me in all ways. God's riches flow freely to me, or flow to me freely. I'm advancing, moving forward, and growing mentally, spiritually, financially, and in all other ways. I know these truths are sinking into my subconscious mind and will grow after their kind. So those affirmations were declared over and over and over again, not once, and she didn't sit back and just wait for her wealth to come. It's a declaration that you make every day with conviction. Declaration meaning you say it, you affirm it multiple times a day. You feel it every day. You feel it in your heart. So she affirmed that. Well, what happened for her? 1 year later, she had transformed her life. Her self-image and her confidence completely changed. It improved. She was in a state of appreciation, but she didn't double or triple her income. She 5 times her income. You see, part of using affirmations puts you into a state of relaxation. When you're relaxed, you're far more creative. But essentially, what was she doing? Feeling as if she already had the results that she desired. She felt it. She felt it in her heart. She felt it by convincing herself over and over again. In the beginning, did she believe it? Probably not. But as you see, she did it for an entire year. Yes, this marathon is 26 days, but I suggest you don't stop after these 26 days. I started doing all of this 40 years ago, over 40 years ago. I've never stopped. Carol W. Here's another one of Dr. Joseph Murphy's stories. She was looking for a job. She was a single mother of 2 children. Her husband left her. She had no support from her husband. She was desperate. So she attended a Dr. Joseph Murphy and decided she would affirm this. I acknowledge and praise the source within. I make contact with my thought. I give thanks to the gateway to riches is now open wide for me. God's riches flow freely to me, and more money is circulating in my life every day. Every day of my life, I grow richer spiritually, mentally, financially, and in all ways. Money is God's idea circulating in my life, and there is always a surplus. I give thanks to the living God who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. Here's what I want to say to you. As you're hearing these, if any of them resonate with you, write them down, use them. This is what she affirmed. And I've noticed over the years of all of the many teachers that I've studied, and I'll hear about these things, and I will use them if they feel good to you, if they resonate with you, or modify them. Use them or modify them if you want to. So what happened for her? Well, she felt calmer, remember, relaxed. She didn't feel her heart sink when she saw a stack of bills. Now, her grandfather had died a few years earlier, and her cousins received some mineral rights in West Texas. Well, her shares were worth about $50 a year, but they made a big strike of natural gas, and her royalties were now $100,000, and there was going to be more. So there you go. You don't have to know how. You heard me say that before. You do not have to know how. I'll say it again and again and again. It's one of the greatest important blessings in the creative part of the process. Now, affirmations must be said with feeling as your understanding. You say these affirmations over and over again, do them in front of a mirror, write them out, print them out, put them there. You can choose one affirmation, doesn't have to be several, could be one, could be two, could be three, could be several, your choice. But choose, do affirmations every single day. I do them. And as you saw in another one of our classes where I was talking about the relationship, your relationship with money, here's some affirmations that I shared with you. These could be some of the affirmations that you decide that you like. I love money and money loves me. I have an abundance of money to do whatever I want to do. I appreciate being financially free, secure, and rich. I share money freely and I give generously. I appreciate the abundance in my life. I appreciate the abundance in my world. Remember what I said about money goes where it's loved and stays where it's appreciated? That's what we're talking about here. This brings in the emotion by using these affirmations. So from this day forward, I'm going to ask that you speak only as the person who is already experiencing the success and enjoying the abundance that you desire. So how would that person be talking? What would they be saying? And I want you to speak with confidence as you're doing that. All right, so that's a wrap for this class. Make sure that you incorporate this into your life starting immediately. I'll see you in the next class of the Money Marathon.